Folk dance, at its heart, is storytelling in dance form. Stories about lovers, about revolutions, about tragedies, about faith, about daily life, about families, all parts of a whole that become our cultural identity. Kahayag in Cebuano means to illuminate or to shine a light, and Dumaguete's Kahayag Dance Company lives up to their name by shining the spotlight on the traditional stories from Negros, Visayas, and all over the Philippines for a contemporary audience. We often see folk dance as largely passé or a fragment of a bygone era, but this couldn't be further from the truth. 2 decades ago, when more modern forms of dancing were trending, longtime Kahayag member Camille Cabrera wanted to dance what was a reflection of pop culture at the time.
It wasn't my first choice to dance folk dance, Mas in pa din yung hip-hop, ballet, ganon. Mas madaling ma-accept ng community kasi that's what they see on TV. As a folk dancer, you fall in love with it as you study folk dance. The history with it, how it tells a story, yung folk dancing. And then, as you became a folk dancer, you live by the meaning of it. Once you do folk dance, you are living the past life of the Filipino people. Naiiba siya. It's like telling you a story, a history of the Filipino through dance.
The more Camille and her fellow dancers studied folk dance as part of the first batches of Kahayag members, the deeper the appreciation for the art form became. The more they spent time in the studio, the more they fell in love with the intricacies of the movements and costumes and stories behind what they were dancing.
If you come to study and you come to become a folk dancer, you would really fall in love with it again. Kasi it's really closer to who you are, yung pagiging Filipino. It's really close to your heart. Yung parang once you dance, it's like home.
But it's not just stories of the folk dances that were coming to light in Dumaguete. The dancers were well on their way to becoming a family with a mission, a purpose, which is to live up to their name by becoming beacons of pointing to the next generation towards a niche dance style.
For me, as an artist, I always put emphasis on the youth empowerment through the arts. Magka-connect yun eh. Arts for transformation, arts for community, and utilizing the power of the youth through dance. So yun yung pinaka-core ng existence ng Kahayag.
The story of the Kahayag Dance Company began in 2004 in Dumaguete's Silliman University. It was the institution's way of shifting focus from ballet, a product of their Western roots, to the much more locally flavored folk dance.
It all started in 2004 when Silliman University invited me to handle and revive the dance program. The pioneering members then were very interested to learn folk dances. Doon nag-start yung lahat.
What began as a tale of mere dance troupe eventually became a story about a family comprised of members from different regions in the country with different backgrounds, different upbringings, and different cultures united by a passion for folk dance. But as with every family, there was always a light between them all that held them together despite all the differences. It's a light that has helped shape and strengthen them to be a family that can endure ups and downs, trials, falling outs, and restorations of relationships.
There were a lot of people inside that troupe. We were from different religion, different groups. We came from different places, from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao.
That sense of family, that sense of belongingness, and that sense of responsibility will always be there. And I don't think that's going to disappear. I would say it's like a lifetime commitment.
And Kahayag Dance Company's 20th anniversary concert more than encapsulates what the Kahayag family is all about. Titled Panungduman, a tribute to Negros Oriental and 2 decades of Kahayag's legacy, is a testament of the love that the Kahayag family has for the craft, for the community, for their cultural identity, and of course, for each other.
I think the 20-year concert is like a testament of love, our love for Kahayag. It wouldn't last this long if there was no love in the first place. So it's like hope and love.
The 20th anniversary of Kahayag at Silliman University's Luz Auditorium can be considered as a homecoming as well. The troupe hasn't danced nor set foot on the famed auditorium stage since transitioning to a community-based group in 2013.
When we were in Silliman, all we ever had to think about was dancing. When we transitioned into a community base, that's where all the struggles started. When I had the chance to open my studio, everybody started to come in and help out in their own little ways.
Resilient as the dance style that they champion, they are still actively pursuing the mission to pass on their experiences, their knowledge, and their passion for folk dance to the next generation. What's different now is that they have a lot more liberty on how to live out their mission.
Or now that we are already a community-based company, then we have more freedom to do stuff, to do our thing. Educating the public has been inculcated to that, but now we are doing it more often. Educating the public, educating the younger generation to appreciate our dance tradition.
Kahayag's Bansayaw Lecture Series, the group's project to promote folk dance, has been a mainstay in schools in Dumaguete and neighboring towns for the past 5 years.
Bansayaw is a lecture series, and we invite students, teachers to come in and watch. That's our pride. We want to remind them who we are, our identity. We will be able to pass it on to the next generation.
That's why we wanted to be that light. I think that is one opportunity to bring people together when they see that light, and then you start educating them and sharing the knowledge, giving them that hope and giving them that light.
The legacy of the Kahayag family has even spread outside of Negros Oriental. Claudio Ramos, a pioneer member of Kahayag, has since moved to Isabela Basilan. Aside from working as the city's tourism officer, Ramos also serves as the artistic director of the Pasangan Cultural Dance Troupe, a group composed of students and young professionals that he formed out of necessity due to the nature of his work.
Every now and then, the office of the mayor will say, we need an intermission number, up until I personally decided to answer the call of building a troupe. That draws me back to Kahayag, the legacy of Kahayag on its 20 years and more. It's a continuing mission of bringing that light somewhere, and I'm really hoping that they will also be bringing the learnings that they will be getting from me to other people.
It's a story of family with so much love to show the world. It's a story about what Kahayag means, light.
We have to keep this alive.
If you're a bearer of light, you do not cover it, but you always show it off. Bearing the light, and you want to show it to the world.
I want to see a Kahayag in you. I want to see light in you. We are Kahayag.